with Nousha. I'm Nousha, a former climber of the corporate ladder turned lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I'll bring you an inspiring message to support you in designing and creating a vibrant, fulfilling life. Thank you for joining me today. Now let's get started. Hello and welcome to Vibrant Living with Nousha. I'm Nousha. Very excited to be here today with you to talk about a very important topic, and that is our financial health. Now, more specifically, how to do less and accomplish more. And I find that a lot of times we are very focused on working harder, taking more actions, working longer hours to accomplish our financial goals. And my intention for today is to illustrate the power of being a human being, and how that can actually be very powerful in supporting us in doing less and accomplishing more, versus being a human doing. Now, before we get started, I want to clarify that I am all about taking action and taking massive action towards our dreams and our goals. And what I want to illustrate today is sometimes we go too far, to the point that we get to burnout, and that affects our health on many levels. And, you know, I do admire people like Gary Vaynerchuk is his full name. And for those of you that aren't familiar with him, he's an unconventional serial entrepreneur that is all about hustle and crushing it. And I do admire everything he does and everything he's creating. And I also admire the message that Arianna Huffington has to share with us, which is more about having a life that is more balanced. And in her book Thrive, she talks about how, you know, there's a table with 3 legs. One of the legs is achieving money, the other one is power, and the third one is well-being. So my intention today is to demonstrate and illustrate that we can have it all. We can have our dreams and desires accomplished, and we can go about it in a way that honors our health and our well-being in the long term. So how does it work? What is this? So we talk about taking physical action towards our goals, which we're all familiar with. And the areas that I'd like to dive deeper in is our emotional hustle and our spiritual hustle. And in episode number 1, I talked about the 5 pillars to optimum health. So the physical health, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and the financial health. And often we tend to focus just on the physical and the financial health, and we have measures for that. And I find that we don't put a lot of time and attention, nor are we taught this. It's just not mainstream to be taught about our emotional hustle or our mental hustle or even our spiritual hustle. So that's what I'd like to talk more about and dive deeper in. And I had the pleasure of utilizing these kinds of processes when I started to build my lifestyle business and create residual income. Now, I wasn't fully aware that I was using these methods, and today, it was a few days ago that I came across an awesome video where the former Dr. Wayne Dyer is interviewing Esther Hicks. And here are 2 masters that are talking about co-creation and how to manifest our dreams and desires. And so Esther, and by the way, you can YouTube this, Dr. Wayne Dyer and Esther Hicks, and that video should be on YouTube. And many of you, as you've been following my show, know that I have followed Esther and Jerry Hicks and love their books and love their programs and really love the concepts that they share. So now combined with Wayne Dyer, it's a pretty dynamic group of masters. So this is what they shared. And Esther went on to say that the key is creating this clarity of pure positive intention and taking 17 seconds, just 17 seconds, to sit down and focus on what it is that we want to create and intend. Now, I want to be very clear that it's not about positive thinking or doing affirmations. This goes back to the space of really believing in all ourselves that what we're creating and manifesting is so. And we take 17 seconds to imagine this and to feel it and to experience it. So as if it's a movie that we're watching, and this has already happened. And what's really interesting is I recently heard a interview with Gary Vee and Tony Robbins. And Tony Robbins was actually sharing that this is what he does every morning. He takes time to focus on 3 things that he's grateful for and really feeling it and appreciating it. And then he takes some time to focus on the 3 intentions that he'd like to realize. And what he does is he takes that pure positive energy and pours it into those 3 intentions. And that's the work that he does. And I think he was saying it's a minute or 2 that he spends on each of those intentions. So Esther Hicks is suggesting 17 seconds. And what I didn't know, which is so powerful, is just these 17 seconds creates 2,000 action hours. Yes, you heard correct. So 17 seconds creates 2,000 action hours. And then she goes on to say that when you continue to have this pure positive thought for another 17 seconds, it creates another wave, but an even bigger wave, which is 10 times more powerful. So 10 times the existing 2,000 hours, action hours, that's 20,000 action hours after the second 17 seconds. And so you can imagine how 68 seconds can create this huge wave and energy lining up to support your intention. And I am so excited about putting this into practice on a regular basis. And myself, I've experienced that it's the process of really focusing my thoughts so that it is a pure intention and it's a pure visualization that is happening. Because what I find is I start for 5-10 seconds and then my thought goes here and it goes there. And so I think what it is just a practice. And as we practice more and more, we become stronger and stronger at doing this. It's like a muscle. And it's not a muscle that we are used to using. So I'm super excited to practice this. And I look forward to hearing about your experience. Now, some of you may already practice this and would love to hear what your experience is. It can be an inspiration to myself and others. And for those of you that are starting out, please do let me know over the weeks and months to come what your experience has been. Because after all, we are here to remind each other of who we really are and what's possible, and to awaken each other to the truth of what is. So it has been such a pleasure to be here with you today to share this important message about our financial health, that you're only 68 seconds away from doing less, accomplishing more, and leveraging the emotional hustle and our mental hustle, and obviously the spiritual hustle, which will support us in doing all those action hours that we don't necessarily have to do. So enjoy the process, my friends, and until next time, be vibrant, be bright. It's your birthright. Now, let's go out there and shine our light. Thank you for investing this time with me on the Vibrant Living with Nousha podcast. I'm so glad that you joined our conversation. If you would take 2 minutes to positively impact someone's life by sharing this episode, that would be wonderful. Please leave us a review by visiting iTunes. Let us know what you enjoy and what you'd like to see more of. It will support us on our journey to causing a worldwide epidemic of vibrant living. Until next time, be vibrant, be bright. It's your birthright. Now, let's go out there and shine our light.